All right, if you guys are curious about selling at a flea market, continue watching this video. So one of the first things you're going to do if you want to start selling at a flea market is you need to figure out what you're going to sell. You can see behind me, there's all sorts of stuff. We've got clothing, we've got tables with DVDs. There's another booth behind me. We have sporting goods, we've got books, we've got all sorts of stuff here. The second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to research the local flea markets around you. I like to use Google Maps to find flea markets in the area. Other keywords you could use are swap meet or antique mall. They might be a little different in terms of how they're set up. I like to use Facebook, and I go down to pages, and then I can sort by location, and it will pull up all the ones in the area. This one happens to be an indoor flea market, which is very unique. Many of the flea markets out here, I'm in Apache Junction, Mesa area. A lot of the flea markets out here are outdoors. This is one that is indoor. And that's what's really nice, because in the summertime, it gets so hot that there is no way that you can do yard sales because it's going to be just too hot. Like, you don't want to have a yard sale when it's 100 degrees. And you don't want to have to keep putting stuff out and taking it away. Figure out, is the flea market going to be indoor, outdoor? Is it going to be in a parking lot where you have to set up and tear down? Is it going to be like booth style? Do you have to be there? So those are the things that you're going to want to think about and kind of research in your particular local area, because a lot of flea markets are different state by state. All right, so here is our setup at the flea market that we are in. You can tell it is an indoor flea market, but also one thing that is really nice is that they allow vendors to be outside. So here is an example of one of the shops that is at the flea market. This is Shop of Doom. You guys have to follow them on Instagram. They're also on Whatnot. They sell a lot of different things. I know they have cassettes, they've got collectibles, they've got tactical gear. Definitely give them a follow. And you can see there are a lot of different booths. They're selling different things. We've got some people that sell glassware. We've got collectibles. We've got vintage things, antiques. Oh, here's ours. We have golf clubs. So you guys can check out our new setup here at the flea market. So yeah, we sell a lot of golf clubs. We've got golf club head covers. We sell clothing. We do shoes, and then just our random stuff that we find in storage units that we buy. We have electronics. We have random paintings. We've got DVDs. Here's the newest DVD stand that we bought to display. And we've got motocross glasses. And then we have Ryan, who is holding down the fort. Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, this is just to give you guys an idea of how this flea market is set up. What are the hours? This particular one is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 9 to 5. We actually have to physically be here in order to sell things. So that's something to think about, is can you commit that time to doing that? Is that something that you want to do? Or do you want to find a place instead of a flea market? Maybe it's more of a booth style where you can put your stuff in, they can sign it, they sell it for you, and you don't have to physically be there. This is a booth we have at another place, which is ran a little different since we don't have to be there. We tag each item with our vendor number, price it, and include a SKU. There is one checkout for all booths ran by an employee of the Peddler's Mall. They charge us the consignment fee along with a monthly booth fee. Also, think about, do you have to have a business license to sell, or can you just move in? This flea market, we didn't need to prove that we were an LLC or anything. We were just able to easily move in our stuff. Find out how much space is available. We actually have 2.5 spaces. That is really nice. It's very spacious. We can put up shelving, tables, clothing racks. You also need to think of how you are going to set stuff up. Our goal was to put everything out that we already had at home. So we already had the shelves built. We already had tables. We didn't really want to put a lot of expense into this because we are just testing it out to see if it's going to work. So that's another thing that you have to consider, is where are you going to put your inventory? With the golf clubs, we already had golf bags. We had a storage rack that we had gotten from somebody who we bought golf clubs from. So that was pretty easy for us to set up. It didn't take very long. And I don't think we would have wanted to invest in it right away. We just wanted to use all the stuff that we already had. If you're going to be in charge of your booth and you have to accept payment, how are you going to do it? I have this right here. I got it on Amazon. It's really easy just to kind of walk around with it if people need to pay. Other vendors in here, they'll do, see, Venmo, they might do Zelle. How are you going to collect payments? So that's something else to consider. If you are in a fairly new one, like this place has been here since November. The snowbirds out here are here during the winter, and it was very popular. They did like a car show every Friday night, and because it is starting to be summer, they're not doing that anymore. So we are trying to promote our flea market spot. So we do a lot of posts on Facebook Marketplace, Yard Sale Treasure Map, Facebook groups, and then on our Instagram. So how are you going to promote that you are at the flea market? That's something to really consider. The last thing to think about is there's going to be times where it's slow. This is actually a Saturday and there's like nobody in here. So it might be slow in your flea market. And what we do when it's slow is we actually either bring stuff to list on eBay or we run whatnot shows. So that's another thing you can do when you're slow, when you're not selling anything, is to try to make money doing other things. Because the flea market does take up our time, the 4 days where we don't have that time that we would list. So I think that that is a good thing to do. If you sell on whatnot, or if you don't know what it is, it's a live selling platform. eBay starting to roll out their live selling, and the same with Poshmark. So you can always list items in the downtime, and then also you could run whatnot shows. So that's what we do. All right, if you have any questions about selling at a flea market, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. And until the next video, I'll catch you on the flip.